Hope you and the loved ones are in great health. Just reporting the weekly numbers of the initial areas that you're interested in and making the next move here in Florida. There's a lot of information that's being given out on the news media and social media and blogger sites, and I feel that they're painting a darker picture of the real estate market as a whole. Now, every city, town, region differs from one to another, so I can only report what's going on here in my marketplace. Obviously, you hear in the news, in other regions that the pandemic is hitting them much harder. Probably just because of the population numbers. Could be also just the underlying health problems they may have had beforehand. So there's a lot of other outside factors, again, that are impacting each marketplace as they go through this crisis right now in this moment in time. Now, sellers have canceled to sell their homes due to the virus outbreak, the lack of confidence in finding another home to sell, their home, and to be able to buy another home. Buyers have lost or either fear losing their jobs, backing out of contracts, is what we're seeing that's happening here weekly. The governor here of Florida has placed a stay-at-home order for the month of April, just to minimize the impact of the virus spreading. Closure of schools, parks, beaches. Most businesses have shut down. Some had to, cut back to the bare essentials, for the employees to stay afloat, and offering curbside service or even delivery in some cases. The weekly numbers are just showing that some sellers, have lost confidence in selling at the moment. I can't say for a fact, why they decide not to sell their home in today's market, but those sellers will come back. The numbers that I do show, sellers still have decided to move forward. Buyers have decided to move forward because there's still a need to buy and sell in today's market conditions. Every person, family, they have their own reasons why they need to sell or buy. So I am confident that this trend will continue to get better during the health crisis. And again, it will improve the market as a whole. This business is very person to person, so we have to pivot our business in most parts just to be able to service the clients, to protect them for, their health and also ours. We're doing virtual tours, FaceTime, virtual meetings online, using Zoom. Documents are being signed electronically, and closings are being done remotely or curbside to minimize the direct contact to those homeowners that are closing on the homes. Now, I think the question that some people have, and I think at the same time, again, what I was referring back to, the news media, social media, or just bloggers in general, painting a darker picture, and it's a big question, which is, are we gonna experience a recession? And obviously, yes, we're going to be in a recession, which we're probably already in already. The question is going to be, how long are we going to be in this? But I think, once the virus is gone in most parts, we'll still have the stigma of, do we go and handshake and contact with friends, family? Do we gather in large groups at local events? Could be church, could be school events, could be just, birthday events, anything more than 10 people. I know a lot of people would love to get back, into their everyday ways that they were living. But, there's still going to be some sort of a stigma, and just a matter of how long we're going to experience that. Going back to that question, will the recession lead to a depression? It's obvious lots of people have lost their jobs, working in the service industry. I think, again, once we gain the confidence, in our medical systems, being able to, help tackle this, obviously with the role of the government as well, to overcome this challenging time, those individuals will gain employment again. People that work in the airlines, leisure, hospitality, restaurants, entertainment, just the everyday things that we did before the virus. That group of people, they will get their jobs back. It's just a matter of timing, but also what's going to happen is going to be based on, to need to fill the positions based on the demand. How many more people are coming back, Do they feel comfortable to go sit down in a restaurant, with, 20, 30 or more people at one sitting? They may not be. So they may not hire so many people back immediately. But eventually, once we get back into the swing of things, again, those people will find employment. Or I've seen here locally, I don't know about your market, but I have seen that they're doing transitions of helping people that are filing for unemployment benefits that may work in the hospitality or in service industries to transition into the medical field. Just because the medical field, again, has been, not enough people to help, in something of this nature. Here, hospitals everywhere. We have, obviously we're living a lot longer, where our eating habits is going to lead towards, future medical problems. The other thing is that the banks are offering hardship options, to prevent foreclosures in the way of mortgage forbearance. The forbearance is just a deferment of payments for a small period of time. Once that period has passed, then they will have to schedule repayments, possibly having to repay an extra amount per month to catch back up. So let's say an example, their mortgage payment was $1,000, before the forbearance, and they stopped paying for however many months. Maybe it might be 3 months or maybe 6 months before they, got their job back, or, they found another job and were able to start being to repay back, the loan itself. So they may have to negotiate with the what they call loss mitigation department, and they may set a schedule of payments and say, okay, hey, instead of paying $1,000, you'll only have to pay, $1,500 or $1,200 or whatever the case may be above, above the payment that they were paying before, so that way they can catch back up, in the principal and interest. So it's deferred. You're not paying anything down, no principal, no interest. And, hopefully there's no penalties. The other thing, hopefully, is that it's not being reported negatively on their credit, because in the event they say, okay, hey, we have to get an emergency, credit card, or maybe a vehicle because their old vehicle broke down or something, it may be reported negatively under credit. So that's one thing to definitely be mindful of if you do have to get a forbearance. So if you have any questions, whether if it's yourself, a family member, a friend, just reach out. Just want to let you know I'm here to be of any help. Just because, you've been looking online, looking to buy, to move here, a lot of these different things, like the mortgage portion of it, the forbearance, that's something that could be nationwide. So, I'm always here to be able to help out. Again, just reach out, send me an email, feel free to send me a text, and I'll do my best, try and help them out. If I don't have the answers, I will find the answer and report back in a pretty quick manner. All right, but again, just wanted to send a quick message, but I'm going to be sending these weekly reports just to kind of keep you updated to see what's going on here in our area. But again, just wishing the best for yourself and your loved ones in this time of crisis. And, just stay optimistic, stay positive. We're going to make it through it. Okay? Bye.